Isekai'd is the game me and my friend are making. It's an open world multiplayer RPG that you can play with your friends from start to finish. It takes inspiration from games such as Outward, where you're able to adventure with your friends, Zelda, where you're able to explore freely and with minimal UI assistance, and visual inspiration is taken from Genshin Impact. Our goal is far from reinventing the wheel completely, and it's more about merging these influences to craft a genuine multiplayer RPG with additional cool things that we want to add. There are 4 classes in the game: Knight, Mage, Tank, and Healer. Each class has its own unique abilities, weapons, and armor. Classes are essential in our game. Each player has its own unique style of play, which is then combined with cooperation with other party members. Imagine a mage dealing damage from distance, but taking time to cast spells, recharge stamina or mana, and in process becoming vulnerable. At such moments, the tank can take on the onslaught of enemies and cover for mage, while the mage recovers and takes the opportunity to cast. The swordsman in turn is fast and agile, able to destroy enemies quickly and cover for the team. And do not forget about Healer, an expert in removing debuffs and negative effects from the entire team, as well as applying buffs and of course recovering HP, treatment, and so on. It is also worth noting that the Healer can cause damage, although not great as you might imagine. Initially every class had the same model, but as you can see the model isn't good or of the right quality, so we decided to change that. We changed it by giving each class its own starting base model with male and female versions, with unique design and clothing that later player will be able to change with customization, armor, and different buffs. To form a visual style, we took the game Genshin Impact and were inspired by its anime style, toon shading, and colors. Despite the lack of experience in game development, we started from scratch, exploring methods and techniques in practice. While working on the graphics, we experimented with the color palette, saturation, contrast, different post-processing effects, and many different techniques, but did not immediately find the right direction. After several iterations and efforts to improve the visual experience, we have achieved the desired result, but there is still, of course, room for improvement. Moreover, we do not ignore the models of the environment, such as trees, bushes, and grass. Although it presented certain difficulties, we successfully coped with this challenge. Let's talk more about our exciting game mechanic, and that's guilds. There are about 5 to 6 castles, or even more, scattered in our world, each of which is guarded by its own unique boss that you will have to defeat. Once you defeat this boss, you will have the opportunity to create your own guild. This means that you will be able to give your guild its own name and choose a unique flag that will symbolize what you want. So you'll be able to pick any flag you want or give any name you want. Each of the castles can be gradually improved, and villages will be located around them, and later entire cities. So as you progress, the village will turn into a town and then city. These settlements will provide you with a lot of new quests, as well as expanded opportunities for shopping in stores with brand new items. Also, they will be able to give you more legendary equipment and so on. By capturing new castles, you strengthen your own guild. After the first castle is added to the guild, new equipment that was previously unavailable to players will appear in stores. And so it is with each subsequent. However, there is an important caveat here. Each castle will require a certain amount of game gold for its maintenance. The higher the level of the castle and the more settlements around it, the more gold will be required. The cost of maintaining each castle depends on its level. However, we will provide an opportunity to improve each castle so that it brings income to you players. Another interesting detail is that the overall level of your guild will affect the cost of maintaining castles. The higher the overall level, the lower the maintenance cost will be. If you're interested in our game, we would greatly appreciate it if you would wishlist us on Steam. because it will help with Steam algorithm and you will receive a notification when the game releases. Also, in the future we plan on releasing more devlogs that will document our progress in the game, so subscribe to our YouTube channel since we just started. In a nutshell, about our future plans, we will create a mage healer combat system, and we will also show you tank and knight combat, while also filling out the open world with cities, towns, villages, ruins, dungeons, and so on. We also plan on adding NPCs with multiple choice dialogue and exciting quests. Also, we will look at finishing our first boss and adding more enemies, AIs, maybe some skeletons, and so on. And here are some questions you might have about Isekai'd. Will the game be released on consoles? No, we only plan to release it on PC on Steam platform. Will the game support local co-op? We will look into it in the future, but so far we only support online co-op. Will Isekai'd have a single player mode? Yes, you will be able to play Isekai'd in single player, but obviously the balancing of the world and enemies will be different depending on how many players there are in the game. Is there friendly fire with other players? Yes, you can fight your friends, but we might add a weapon to disable that if you want to. What engine are you using? Unity? When will the game be released? Let's talk about that later. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and other platforms. Link in the description. And I will see you in another. I will see you in another devlog. Goodbye.